This is step 2 of unfiring my S2000. I've already pulled the trans, pulled the engine. Now I need to see what is the best method for taking the soot and char off of my beautiful car. I want to remove the scent, I want to remove the color, I want to remove anything that reminds me of it. I know there's still going to be a shadow of fire left, but how much can I take off? I have 2 methods that I'm going to test out today just to see. I've seen people blasting with soda, baking soda, but I don't have a blaster, so it's going to have to be like scrubbing or spraying vinegar on and seeing if a vinegar water mixture might work. I'm a little worried about how corrosive both of these are, corrosive and abrasive. But honestly, I think that taking that stuff away would be better than not. And then I can wax the surface and see if I can save some of the paint from being black and gross. But first, let's vacuum. All right, so I stole some cups from my kids. I don't know why this one has glitter in it, whatever. I put quite a lot of the baking soda in here to make a pretty thick mixture of baking soda and water. And then in this one, I have a 50-50 mixture of vinegar and water. So we'll see which one works best. I might be using a combination of both, but we'll have to see.
All right, so up under the hood here, this is where the cowl is. I think this is like the most roasted section. So I'm gonna test the 3 different methods. I'm gonna do vinegar, baking soda, and both and see how they compare. Some vinegar water mixture over here. That is actually removing quite a bit of that soot quite easily. And I just realized that this is right over the VIN too. How sad is that? And I'm using a fairly firm pressure on this, kind of as hard as my little fingers can get in there to see how it does. All right, we're kind of looking like a yellow roasted marshmallow over here. It's going up. I mean, it was down here before and it has definitely risen up and done really, really well. I'm gonna give it one more pass and then we'll move on to the baking soda. All right, it looks like that's about as good as I can do. There's a bit of a glare because it's so shiny, but it's not too bad. And then moving on to the baking soda mixture, it's pretty thick. So I'm going to try to apply it with a toothbrush and see how that does. Oh, it's so hard getting it in this crack. Okay, I'm getting froggy with the terry. And I get in here and scrub. Wow. Okay, that is working remarkably well. It's getting into some of that more heavily charred bit. And then down here was just pretty breezy. All right, so over here we have the vinegar, which took off quite a bit, but not quite as much as the baking soda. The baking soda really was able to scrub away a lot of that really caked on there char. Now let's try a combination of both. I'm gonna go in here with some baking soda first, and then hit it with the vinegar. I'm gonna do that right over here. Look at how thick this stuff is. It's like a paste. You know what? I'm actually gonna hit it with the toothbrush, see if I can get a little more scrubbing action going on. Wow, that's actually looking so much cleaner. All right. Now let's put a cake of this on here and introduce some vinegar. Look at it bubble and foam. I'm so anxious to see how this works. All right, there it is. So here is just, oh, where is it? Here is just the vinegar over here. It got some of the easier stuff, but not really this like thick soot. Over here is the baking soda, which got quite a bit. It did really good. And then over here is the baking soda followed by vinegar, and it cleared off all of that thick soot. It's still brown in color, but the actual black soot that was on there has completely come off. So this is going to be my method going forward as I unfire my barbecue. After all that testing, it turns out that what actually really works is even better. A magic eraser. Takes it away so quickly and so easily. Didn't need any of those other methods. So if you're removing fire from your car, magic eraser is the way to go. So I finished cleaning up under the engine bay. I mean, that's all I really have left. Is those brown marks. It's not black anymore, it's just brown, dark brown, and I was able to get in here and clean all the oil that had sprayed everywhere, made a big old mess over there. I was able to clean it all up and get it looking good. So next up, I'm going to be replacing the valve cover with one that's baffled and vented, and then I'm gonna have to clean up. All of this is really gross and dirty and oily from the VTEC solenoid spraying the oil everywhere. So I'm gonna clean all that up next, and then it'll go right on back in.